Today we're checking out some affordable equipment for gigging musicians from Phenyx Pro. Phenyx Pro are oftentimes known for their wireless products, but they also have a lot of affordable non-wireless gear as well, and that's what we're going over in this video. We're going to be looking at some well-built affordable rack cases for your in-ear monitors or wireless rigs. That also includes an option for a 2U drawer that you can put into your rack case. They also have cases for bringing your equipment around in. Phenyx Pro also have wired microphones. They have two different models, so not just wireless, but they have wired microphones as well. We're also going to check out two different mixers that they have with some pretty cool features, a new condenser microphone for kick drums, as well as a couple of cable snakes. When it comes to Phenyx Pro wireless products, I've pretty much reviewed almost every single wireless product that they have. So if that's what you're looking for, I will link to the other wireless products down below in the description. Today, we're going over all the non-wireless products. I do want to say many thanks to Phenyx Pro for sending this over and for sponsoring the video. Just as always, all the opinions in this video are my own. And actually, Phenyx Pro were kind enough to do a giveaway for this video. This is actually probably the largest giveaway that I've ever done on this channel. I'm truly grateful that Phenyx Pro is allowing me to do such a large giveaway to 5 different subscribers for this video. And Phenyx Pro are currently doing a sale right now for the holidays. Currently on the Phenyx Pro website, they have a store-wide sale of 20% off all their products. This is their Christmas sale. It runs from December 9th through December 25th. So the products I go over in this video, as well as all the other gear that they have, such as their wireless products, are on sale for 20% off from now until December 25th. If you want to find out more about the holiday sale, I will link to details down below, or you can use the QR code on your screen now. That's enough of the intro. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed, and let's check out some affordable products from Phenyx Pro. First of all, let's go over the rack case because that does tie into the wireless products. You need some sort of rack case to bring your in-ear monitors or wireless gear in. And they actually have a 6U and a 4U rack case that is really well built and has some nice features with them as well. So here's the rack case right here. It comes in a 6U or a 4U configuration. This is the 6U. Very well built case. You can mount gear in the front or the back. And you can see when you take off one side, what I consider the back side, it has this zipper pouch attached to the lid in the back. It does come with screws for attaching gear to the racks as well. This pouch is incredibly helpful because you can put things like cables or strings or just extra gear in the back. It's insanely helpful. And on the other side, in the front, it actually has foam and cutouts for wireless mics and wireless in-ear monitor packs, or wireless packs for guitars and stuff like that. I think a lot of people will use this for their wireless and their in-ear monitor setups, so you have a place to store all of your gear, which is really cool. I love that design about this. Of course, it does fit the Phenyx Pro wireless microphones. However, it also fits wireless mics by Shure, it fits wireless mics by Sennheiser, and it fits wireless mics by Electro Voice as well. So you can fit 5 wireless microphones in here. And on these side pouches, I've put 2 of the PTM10 body packs for the in-ear monitors over here. And then on the other side, I've put 2 wireless for guitars. So you have 9 wireless systems all living in the lid right here. And then it has these Velcro straps that you put over it in order to keep it from moving around. The only thing to keep in mind is that if you have antennas in the front, you might have to either take them off or not use this foam piece, because you can also just take the foam out if you would prefer not to use it. And you can take off the Velcro. It also has feet on both sides, so you can stack it sideways if you want as well. This is the rack that I've been using, and I have upgraded to this rack. This is the rack case that I now put my in-ear monitor system into. It's very sturdy without being insanely heavy, and I definitely feel like it'll protect my gear. Something that can go with that rack case is they also have this 2U drawer right here. Comes with a key, and when you open it, you can see that it comes with foam, so you can store your gear in this 2U drawer as well. This attaches very easily into the rack case. Again, the screws are included. You can screw them in, and now you have this nice drawer in your rack case to put whatever you want in it. And you can see it fits perfectly with the Phenyx Pro rack case. You can see on the back, the depth is perfectly flush with the back of this. So it fits really well. And then last but not least, for bringing gear around, they also have multiple carrying cases. So they have a large, medium, and extra large sizes. This one's the medium one. They didn't send this to me. This is just something that I've had for forever, and I use this. This is actually what I use to bring my antennas that I need for my wireless gear. So all of this fits into that medium case. 3 of the antennas, the adapter, and all of the cables fit in this case. And I've been using this for, I believe, about 2 years now, and it works fantastic. So yeah, rack case, rack drawer, and carrying cases for your gear. With the rack cases, you either have the 6U rack case or you have the 4U shallow rack case. I actually really am wanting that 4U shallow rack now that I really like the 6U rack. The dimensions are on the screen if you need to check to make sure that it will fit all of your gear, but always make sure that you measure. And remember, you can rack stuff to the front or the back of the rack. And as far as the carrying cases, these come in 3 different sizes, and these are the dimensions of each of them. So just make sure that you get the right one that fits your needs. So like I mentioned, that's my new in-ear monitor rack case. I really like that case. I trust it for my in-ear monitor rack. It's built really well while not being ungodly heavy. So I'm definitely a fan of it. I really am wanting to get that 4U rack case now for my wireless microphones. I need to just organize a few things before I do that, especially since it's a shallow one as well. I think it's actually going to work perfect for what I need. So next up, we're going to look at the wired microphones. There are 2 different models, the PM25 and the PM26. So with either of the microphones that you get a bag to carry them around in, and you also get an XLR cable, which is very nice. In the bag, you'll see you have the microphone as well as a mic clip to attach it to a mic stand. So you get the mic, the bag, an XLR cable, and a mic clip. Keep in mind each model has an option to get it with or without an on-off switch. Both of these models that I have are the ones without the on-off switch, but they do have models that have them if you're interested in that. This one right here is the PM26. I'm going to take off the grill cover in case if you're curious of what it looks like without the grill. And this one is the PM25. And I'll take off the grill cover if you want to see what it looks like without it. As far as the specs for each, the PM26 is a supercardioid polar pattern. It's a dynamic microphone, and the frequency response is 40 Hz up to 16 kHz. For the PM25, that is a dynamic microphone with a cardioid polar pattern, and the frequency response of this one is 40 Hz up to 15 kHz. As of the time of shooting, the PM26 is listed at $53, and the PM25 is listed at $48. You're going to pay about $2 more if you want to have that on-off switch. So how do these sound? I am going to do a tone test. I'll give you 9 different samples. 3 of them will be the PM25, 3 of them will be the PM26, and then 3 of them will be just the standard Shure SM58 microphone. I really am not a fan of doing A-B comparisons. I don't think they're necessary. I think you should just be listening. Hey, can I get a good usable tone out of this? That's what's important. However, I know some people really like A-B comparisons, so I'm going to include it in the video for you guys. These are completely dry. The only thing I did was level match them because I did find that the Phenyx Pro mics actually have a hotter gain, so just make sure you set your gain properly when you're using these mics.
This is pretty much right on the microphone. Check, check. 1, 2. Testing right up on the microphone.
And this is about 2 inches away from the microphone. This is how it sounds about 2 inches away from the microphone.
And I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher. Microphone check. 1, 2. This is pretty much right up on the microphone. Check, check. This is how it sounds right up on the microphone.
And this is how it sounds about 2 inches away from the microphone. This is how it sounds about 2 inches away from the microphone.
And I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher. Microphone check. 1, 2. Pretty much right on the microphone here. Check, check. 1, 2.
And here's me about 2 inches away from the microphone. This is 2 inches away from the microphone.
And I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
So to me, they all sounded great. If you truly have to know the answer, I will post the answers down below in the description. But in my opinion, if you thought they all sounded great, that's what's important. Can you get a usable, good sound out of these? I think you can. That's what's important. Speaking of microphones, Phenyx Pro also makes drum microphones. They make the PD10, which is a full 7-piece set for drum mics. I actually already have a video reviewing that product from a few years ago. I do still think that's one of the absolute best deals you can get on a drum mic set. Mics sound great, and it's a great price for how many mics you get for that set. But now they have added the PDM36, which is a boundary condenser microphone. And this is specifically meant for the kick drum. So here's the PDM36. It comes with a carrying pouch as well. And this is a supercardioid condenser microphone. So you will have to send 48 volts of phantom power to this in order to get it to work. Pretty simple. XLR is on the bottom. And then you have the switch here if you want to have it flat or if you want to have it more of this scooped tone. I personally have actually liked the scooped tone when we've used it for the kick drum. And that is pretty much it. So I used this at a gig that I did recently. My good friend Bobby, who was actually the drummer at that gig, was the same guy who actually did the drum demo in the PD10 video. And at that gig, I had to run sound. The kick sounded great. It sounded awesome. We did use it in the scooped position personally. And Bobby was kind enough to do a couple of drum samples for me since I'm not a drummer. And he sent these over just so you can hear what they are. I am actually going to tell you what these are because I'm going to compare these two microphones. So for this one, I will tell you which one is which. But just keep in mind, these microphones are not the same type of microphones. I'm just showing you the type of sound that you get with a microphone such as the PDM36. But I can say that at the gig that I used it at, it sounded great. So Phenyx Pro also have a couple of sets of analog mixers as well. This is the PTX mixer, and you can see it takes a very specific type of cable for the power cable. It's very specific, so if this power cable gets damaged, you won't be able to use your mixer. However, the thing that's nice about this is that it screws in, so you don't have to worry about it getting accidentally unplugged, which is very nice. But just make sure you take care of that cable. So you have 4 XLR or quarter-inch combo jacks here at the top for XLR or line level inputs. Do note that there is not a high Z input, so if you do want to connect your guitar to this, you're going to want to use a direct box. If you don't know the difference between mic line and instrument levels, I do have a video going over that. All 4 of the channels can have 48 volts of phantom power, which you can enable here. Gain settings on each of them, 3-band EQ, and you also have an aux send for all of the channels as well. So you have your main output up here, but then if you want to send to an aux send to like in-ear monitors, for example, or a wedge, they have that as an option, which is great, especially if you're going to use this as like a solo performer. You can connect your in-ear monitors or a wedge to this and get a separate mix using the aux send. They also have the effect send on each channel and a pan knob as well. Here are your faders for the 4 channels. And this was very unique. So you have your main left and right output. I've never actually seen this on a mixer before. They actually have the left and right on their own faders. Not quite sure when you would ever want to use that, but leave me a comment down below if there's a situation that you would want to use that with. And actually, while I was editing this video, the Mad Drummer actually just released a video on the same product, and he shows how he uses those 2 faders separately. So be sure to check out that video. I'll link to it down below in the description. You also have a 5-band graphic EQ here for the master EQ, and you also do have a spot for either Bluetooth or a USB input. And then this is the level of either your Bluetooth or your USB, whichever one you have plugged in. Here's a demo of some of the reverb so you can hear how that sounds. I am going to demo this on the PM25 Phenyx Pro microphone.
So I'm going to bring my effects up to Unity, and how much do I want to send? Check, 1, 2. This is the hall reverb. This is hall reverb 2. This is room reverb. And room reverb 2. Check, check. You also have reverb and delay. Hello, hello. And then you have delays at different intervals. So let's go to this one. Hello. Reverb is nice. Check. Test. It's kind of like the decay of it.
And if you want to use the Bluetooth, just push this button right here to set it to Bluetooth mode. And I've paired my phone to it, and I can play my own music into the Bluetooth output. And you also get play, pause, next, and previous on the mixer itself, which is pretty helpful. However, you can also just plug in a USB stick and you can start playing music from the USB stick. I did notice that there was a buzz when using the USB. I don't know if it's just the type of USB that I had. I personally just use Bluetooth anyways, but just something to be aware of. So this is the PTL mixer. This one is much bigger, and this one actually just takes a standard IEC cable, which is quite nice because then you don't have to worry if the power cable gets damaged, you have another one that you can use. This one's definitely much more advanced. So with this one, you have 8 different channels of inputs, but you have so many different outputs for all sorts of different types of routing, which I really like about this mixer. So first of all, with the first 6, you have an XLR input for all of them. Any of them can have phantom power. You also can have a line input on all of them. However, all of them also have the option to set it to a high Z input. So if you're going to do guitar direct into here, you want to turn on high Z input. Channel 7 and 8 is just a stereo line input though. Gain knobs for all of them. And I also love that they give you this low cut at 80 Hertz. That just clears up a mix so much. So I love that they have that. 3-band EQ. In order to turn it on, you just want to make sure that you enable this button. So it's a good way to turn it on and then turn it off really quick. You also have 2 aux outputs per channel. So here's your 2 aux sends. So you could plug in your monitor mix 1 and in your monitor mix 2, or wedge 1 and wedge 2 here. Here's your master controls for those outputs. So let's say this is a vocal channel. You would turn up for in your monitor mix 1 and then turn it down in your monitor mix 2. And then this is for the guitars. You want less out to aux 1, but more to aux 2. So you have 2 separate mixes for like wedges or in-ear monitors. Here's your effect send on each channel. I will do a demo of that. Just make sure that you enable it here. You have panning control for each of the inputs, and you also have a quick way to mute. So all of that's pretty self-explanatory. Now you can see you have a lot of different outputs. You have your main left and right. You have a subwoofer out. You have a bus out. We went over the aux sends. You also have a headphone out as well. Now that's where these buttons right here come in. You can see that on all of the channels. And this is where you're going to determine if you want to route those outputs. So let's say this vocal channel right here, I want to route this out the main left and right. So I'm going to enable main output. Make sure you know that, because some people will get this and they'll go, I have my fader turned up and everything's up, but I'm not getting anything. It's because you have to say, I'm going to route this to the main output. But if I want to send it to just the bus output, I could disable main and enable bus send. And now this channel will only route to the bus output. Or I can do both and say bus output and main output. Your main fader, master fader, is right here, and your bus master fader is right here. So what if you also want to route it to the sub? If I want to route it to the subwoofer, let's say that channel 5 is the bass guitar. I want that to route to the subwoofer. So I'm going to click sub, and then that's going to route to the subwoofer out. And you have your sub level right here. You also have a cutoff filter. You can determine how much low end or what frequency cutoff you want to route to the sub out. Very nice that they have that. I really love that. And then you have PFL. So if I enable that, you can see that this light lights up right here, and that routes to the 2 headphone outs. Headphone master volume 1 right here, headphone 2 master volume right here. Headphone out 1 is right here. And for headphone out 2, you actually have that right here at the bottom of the mixer. Here's a demo of some of the effects, and I'm going to demo this with the PM26 microphone.
Hey, microphone check. Bring in some of the effects right there. First thing you're going to notice is that's pretty heavy. So let me actually turn this down. So you use this knob to switch to one of the different 16 effects. You can hear it's really intense. Actually hold in here, and you can set the decay lower. So now it's way lower. That's way more manageable. Let's set it to about 3. Here's the hall reverb. Plate reverb. I do love plate reverb on vocals. Here's the ambience. Ambience. Here's a delay. Here's a delay. Here's a delay. Tap tempo. Tap tempo. 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 Here's an echo. Here's a chorus. And you also have a pitch shifter. That's pretty fun. You can also choose the octave that you set it to, so I can chipmunk myself if I want. That's fun. Delay and reverb. Check. And then a chorus and reverb. I personally like the plate reverb a lot.
You also have Bluetooth, so you can turn it on right here. You hold this button to pair. I've already connected to it on my phone, so I can play music.
Hold this lever and rotate this dial clockwise, all at the same
So there's your setting for Bluetooth. Do just keep in mind you can only route it to the main. I do wish there was a way to route it to the subwoofer though. Something else that's really cool, this button, you can see that it acts as a pause and a play on my Bluetooth device. Very, very cool. And last but not least, don't forget, there is this USB port up here on the top, so you can connect this to a computer or to a tablet. So I'm actually just going to connect this to my phone running stage tracks. So here's like a backing track that I have connected. Oh, it's funny. So the way that the backing tracks are set up is that the click track is on the right and then the backing track is on the left. So if you want to hear the click. Africa, all in, ready, go. And then the left contains our tracks, but here's your output for USB volume because you also have a USB input as well. And the last thing I forgot to mention, you also have a foot switch right here. If you plug in a foot switch, you can turn on and off your effects. So yeah, lots of different stuff in this mixer right here. Very, very cool. So they also do have the PTL 600. That is a smaller version of the PTL 800 if that's more right for you and your needs, and if you need it to be a little bit more compact. I will just say that the PTX 15 definitely does feel a lot cheaper. The PTL 800 feels a lot more sturdy and really well built. I will just say that. And then just really quick at the end, I know the video is already getting long enough, but they also sell snakes as well. So they have snakes that have 4 cables, either 1/4-inch TRS or XLR on one side, and then the same on the other side. And they're connected with just like one long cable. One cable run instead of 4 cable runs. I'm always a fan of that. If you've seen my channel, you know how obsessed I am with wireless. I use wireless at pretty much every gig. If I have to use cables, I would rather run 1 instead of 4 anytime that I get that chance. So like I mentioned, mine is a TRS one, but they do have one that is XLR on both sides. And they do have configurations for 3, 6, or 10 feet options. So that's all of the gear. Again, links will be down below if you want to check this out more, especially if you're interested in getting them on their current discounted prices. Let me know down in the comments which of these products was your favorite out of all of them. But like I mentioned, Phenyx Pro were kind enough to offer to do a large giveaway to my subscribers for this video. I really love being able to do giveaways whenever I can. I'm so grateful for the support on the channel, watching the channel grow, seeing how many people have found the videos helpful. It's really rewarding for me. So I try to give back whenever I can. So thank you guys so much for the support on the videos. And many thanks to Phenyx Pro for offering to do such a large giveaway. So consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And there are 5 different categories of giveaways for this video. And each of the 5 giveaways will have multiple products in the giveaway. And here's what they are. So first of all 5 of the giveaway packages will come with 1 of the PM25 microphones, 1 of the PM26 microphones, and then 1 of the PTU-X wireless XLR adapters. All 5 of them will have that. In the A package giveaway, it's also going to include a PDP-M, which is a portable stereo wireless in-ear monitor system, and a PTM33, which is a quad rack-mounted wireless in-ear monitor system with 4 systems in one U rack. The B giveaway package will include the mics and the wireless adapter, and also include a PDP-M portable stereo wireless in-ear monitor system and a PTM10, which is a rack-mounted stereo wireless in-ear monitor system. The C package will include the 2 mics and the XLR adapter. It will also include a PDP-M, and it will also include the PTA-U2, which is a dual wireless microphone system with a lot of great features in that one. Giveaway package D will include the usual 3 and also include the PTU 7000 4H, which is a quad wireless microphone system, and also the PAS 225X, which is an antenna distribution system for wireless microphones. And then the E package will include the 2 mics, the wireless XLR adapter, and the PAS 227X, which is their in-ear monitor combiner system. Those are the 5 different packages for the giveaway. So obviously now after this video, you know what the microphones are, but any of the other products, if you're not familiar with them, I do have links to the videos that I've done on those products down below in the description. I have reviewed all of those. But in order to enter, just leave a comment down below and let me know which of the prize packages do you want. Do you want package A, B, C, or D? Leave a comment down below and let me know. You can only enter 1, so you can't just enter all 5 of them. Let me know which one of those packages you would want the most, and you will be entered to win that giveaway. Also in the comment, let me know how you would plan to use those products as well. You only have 24 hours to enter, and I will announce the winner on this date right here. Again, many thanks to Phenyx Pro for sending this gear over and for doing such a large giveaway to my subscribers. And don't forget to check out their current sale that they have for the holidays. Please remember not to respond to scammers. Scammers sometimes show up when I do giveaways. They haven't been here in a while. However, when this video first comes out, I'm very likely going to put giveaway in the title, so they might show up, but just keep in mind, I will never, ever, ever ask you for money for these giveaways. The way you'll know that it's me responding is you'll see like the outline behind my name. This is true on any YouTube channel, by the way. If you see that gray outline, that's how you know that it's actually them responding. But even if my YouTube account gets hacked, I will never, ever ask you for money for giveaways. Please do not respond to scammers unless if you have some free time and you want to mess with the scammers and waste their time. But please do not ever give them money. If you haven't already checked out my video on the PTM10, that's their stereo wireless in-ear monitor system. It's still one of the best bang for the buck deals for a budget-friendly wireless in-ear monitor system. I still recommend that to people. That video is a little bit older now, but it still holds up. And also check out the PTA U2. This is a dual wireless microphone system that Phenyx Pro has, and it has a ton of great features with it. And again, you get 2 wireless microphones in one. You can check out both those videos by clicking the links on your screen now. If there are any other of their wireless products that you're interested in, I will link to them down below in the description. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on my social media pages at Scott Yule Music. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.